Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are doing another Deconstructing episode, Deconstructing the Code 3. We've just beaten the game, and as we start with all deconstructing, we open this game to LAN. I think the game is already open to LAN actually, and so we can just, we can just go into game mode, creative. Uh, so if you open the LAN, you just click this button, then it says allow cheats, and you click yes allow, and then start. Uh, I had to actually go cheat a little bit because of just the fact that uh, one of the things didn't work. One of the puzzles for some reason didn't work. So what we do when we deconstruct is we break walls, we look at how things are made. So, notice that light just came back on? That's because we got teleported. This map takes a heavy use of teleporting. And so as we get about halfway in this hallway, it teleports us to a new area. We're not getting the message don't that we were getting before. Notice this light is back. We were once again teleported. There is 4 rooms here that we are cycling through. 4 identical copies of the room that just have the slight change of this being here. This isn't actually uh, the only the starting point of the game though. I just wanted to point this out. So here's your 4 copies of the room. They are, when you walk near them, you activate a spawner. And this is a lot of the way Jasperian did the circuitry in the old ways. When you get near a spawner close enough, it activates. When it activates, it summons a item, usually an XP orb, right on top of this pressure plate, and that causes this circuit, this clock, to go off for as long as it's there. As long as that clock is going off, it is teleporting all players to a relative distance. That's what the tilde here means. So tilde -20 left. So go to the left 20 of what you are. And then it tests for a score of wood minimum equals 1. And if it has that, it sets a block. So this is the first of the code puzzles that's actually used the command set block. Because before in the code 1 and 2, which are 1.64 versions of Minecraft and have to be run on that version, the command set block did not exist. You had to summon falling sand and give it special abilities uh, to modify the falling sand into something else. This one just teleports the player a little bit more. This one just teleports the player a little bit more. This one tests for dirt, uh, and if the score dirt minimum equals 1, then it sets the block here as air. That's what this 0 is the number value for air, the block of air. They've actually since are moving away from having number values of blocks, and now you just type in the name. So when we get back this way and start looking, you have this room that lets you do nothing. because there was just a block of dirt, I believe, in that room. This room actually has to be triggered because you'd be facing this side. And this just sets your spawn point and transports you to the map area. This is the room where you would get the item, and when you take the item, it triggers this right here to go off. And when this goes off, it just summons another dispenser with the set block right in the same place. So this circuitry is going to be used a lot. You can just continuously get new things, and the whole dispenser is getting replaced. So same if I punch it and destroy it, it just gets replaced. This side you don't need to actually activate it because nobody on this side of the map will ever get this far. The question I have is, where did the triggering the don't occur? He's got lanterns being powered on the side of all of these, and it said don't. I could swear it said don't when I broke it. Let's see. Before we get over there, let's see what this room is. Ooh, this is a room with lava in it. Interesting. So there was no reason for lava to be there, is there? Let's see. This is lava here, and this is oh, interesting. Interesting. So there was a lamp right there. When I broke it, it said don't. Why it said don't, I don't know. But this is the main room. This is the room where if you jump down, you're given the jump potion and the axe. Which, again, if we just punch that will get replaced. And this room actually does connect, so no teleporting there. It connects all the way to this, but at this point you are teleported. And so this is the first section, I'd say. Where you can jump down or you can jump up, and when you jump up you really do get put in this room. I just destroyed the spin puzzle. I guess it doesn't matter. And then if we knock out the walls, this really is here. This really does go up. It really does show a piece of furnace. There's a piece of lava right there. This teleported me though. So right when I got there, it does teleport me, but there is really just everything's there. It's duplicated. Why he felt the need to teleport us to see it, I don't know. Why did he bother to show this? Probably just for... No, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. Why does it really makes no sense at all. But going up that way seems to work. When you get too close, then it starts moving us into the secondary section, which is the section we are here. So, whereas the first section is right here, we're working our way down the line. The room that we walk around is here, and then we go, it looks like this way. Aren't they? No, these aren't that room. These are a different room. These are different rooms. Sorry. I take back what I said. Let's see. Where were we then before? Yes, this is the room that you walk around. And then from there, we take a turn to these rooms. So what we want to do on these rooms is figure out which version of these rooms there are. There's tons of copies here. Some of which don't actually need the buttons to work, some of which do actually need the buttons to work. He probably teleported us too much, I would say. There's probably one too many teleports in this thing. Is this... Oh, where are we? Getting too close can be a problem. This, because it will teleport you. Climbing down and falling will teleport you to another section. So you can jump down all the way to this, but you will get teleported at some time. A lot of this is just copy and paste stuff. You have to realize. Here is our hopper, and it has the code written, the proper code. When it sends out, gets one more copy of it, it will send out enough power to trigger this. So there's, if I take this out and put only 18 in, which should be the right amount, this will be on. And then when I put number 19 in, this goes off. And then that all triggers this to start summoning the potion that makes things smaller. These are just mob spawner commands. I think he just put them all right next to it just in case. I don't think he's running like a clock to make sure all of them are actually working or anything like that. But so this is the actual room with the actual puzzle. The next one here is just another copy, which seems to have no real circuitry in it, just simple things. Facaded, there's like nothing here. I'm not seeing any command or anything. And then let's move on over here. Where is the pieces that make the code appear? Obviously when we're getting close here, it's teleporting, trying to teleport me. He kept them pretty far spaced apart. It would actually be better in 1.84 if they were right next to each other. uh, but that is only because 1.84 did some major improvements to teleporting so that you can't see it. Here we go. Here is how we did this. So it says tell roll and then text. And this is some kind of crazy text with a hover event of uh, action show text value this. But as it's getting processed, it's not showing when you have colors on. How he ever figured out this, I have no idea. I mean, you can do Unicode to put gibberish in. That's nothing. But how to get this? See, I don't know. I hit delete once and it disappeared. That's the weirdness of it. I can't even tell you how he did it. Uh, Here's the output, if that helps any. Text, and then it's the same Unicode gibberish. It's like ASK3. None of it makes any sense at all. But that's how he did it. I would love to see Jasper and explain this, what he typed there. He probably has that on his videos, and I just haven't read it. Watch that one. This is an amazingly mind exploding thing. Notice this one doesn't even have a command on it. Uh, Never seen it duplicated since. I doubt anybody will find anything just as crazy as that. We have some teleport commands here that seem to teleport me in two different directions on this one. So this might be a midpoint where if you turn one way you go this way, you turn one way you go that way. Strange, I say. Here's your paper thought. Set block to air. Whenever you take that out, it sets it to air and then spawns a new one. Why it sets it to air, I don't know. It turns it to stone, and then it sets it to air, and then it summons an item. I have no idea why. I have no idea. That seems like one extra command that's not necessary. Continuing on, we have another copy of the room that doesn't seem like it does anything. It's just two spawners that I'm sure trigger those two in the middle to either move you further this way or further that way. Again, just two spawners. Nothing happening here. Here is the command that is really important. So you have to summon a Minecraft furnace, and then custom display tile and custom display offset -40. And he does that. That's a minecart furnace, not craft. And he does that so that this is there. This is how you do the upside down item thing. How it's getting powered is not actually. It's just whenever you get close to it, it sets off this spawner and tells you that. So you were never actually hitting this. It was just making it seem like you were. And this is all by this minecart. So when I hit this minecart, it's gone. There's a convenient little button here to summon it again. So just to see even more clearly, it is not stuck to anything. It's not doing anything. It's just there because of this minecart. Now if I hit this and then hit this, the minecart will fall, and because of that, now it's down here. And that's how he does upside down things. Summoning, special summoning, in a very true term. Another room with just decisions. And then, what is this room? This is different. This is the end. This is your hallway. So, how he does this is kind of amazing. He has summoned in the blocks. They, I believe, were on minecarts, I thought. Oh, no. It is an insane thing. I highly recommend you go back, you go and look at his tutorial on how he did this. But suffice it to say, it is falling sand in cobwebs adjusted by boats. So when we hit this block, nothing's going to happen. When we hit this, it moves. So the cobwebs are the things that are stopping it. We can get rid of the light. The lighting is just there. I don't think the lighting's doing anything. This, and this. And so, yes, the falling sand is hitting the boats. The boats are in the cobwebs. The cobwebs are getting stopped. And all of that is happening because of this. If you don't have the clock going, the falling sand stops spawning. At least accurately and fast enough. This is the real room. This is how he did it. You don't typically do falling sand tricks anymore in Minecraft. But I'll allow it. I guess is the right way to say that. And so this room really does take you this way, but I think you get teleported eventually. Oh, actually this is the back side. So this side would teleport you. Interesting. So this is where you would start, and you would go the other direction. Where am I? I got teleported back. Got too close. Too close for my own good. And so he summoned and just nudged these boats right into the exact place. And then you get here, and it would teleport you at some point when you're down here. I think. This one is probably testing for the player. And let's see. This command right here is testing for the player to clear the inventory. When it clears the inventory, good. This one is testing for an effect. Well, it's giving you an effect. This one teleports you. This one clears the inventory. This one gives you. This is mostly just the potion stuff, where it switches the potion around. Once it switched the potion around, think it puts a command block right here, would be my guess. Say, hey. And once it says hey, that activates all of those commands. Actually, it wouldn't say hey, there would be a command there. And then it puts an effect on you, and then sets your scoreboard to something, and slowly is, let's see, adding effects to you to make you do something. And once both of those effects are done, it sets a block and it sets your scoreboard to shrink you. So that's the entire effect run, to just give you the effects. And this is the section where it starts knocking you in the floor. Again, the floor is not really the floor in this area. The floor is falling sand everywhere. And you're walking on dark wood boats, which I didn't think were in 1.74. And here is that puzzle. When it goes off, there's ice under it to slow you down, I bet, too. And that is most of the puzzle. It's just not all how I'd activate it. And so this is the shrunken part again, and once you get to the end, this hallway, it teleports you back. And if the teleport didn't work, you would have noticed that all kinds of falling sand getting summoned here. Now there is a little unknown thing about having more than 64 command blocks in one chunk. I don't think he's gonna have that problem though. I really doubt it, because he's keeping everything really small. We have a redstone block here, redstone block, red air. These are like clocks. This is actually not even the right way to do this now, but because there was no fill command in 1.74, he's having this set every time there's a redstone block, it will, the command above it is setting it back to air. So this is just music. Play sound. Play sound. It's an interesting way to play sound. To play it only once, you might actually still use something like that. Hopper, let's see, set to Fred1, who's a player named Fred, apparently hidden in the game. When this runs, it is looking for the hopper, and test to see if the hopper has the item with the name 29275, which was the code for that. So instead of using a standard item detector, which you normally would use, he's using a clock that is set off by me being nearby to test if the code was in there. And then it gives me a scoreboard of 1 for cred, and it sets the redstone block over there to make the sound, and then it sets the scoreboard of this. And then if the hopper has a custom name of this, destroy it uh, every time the there's anything else in there. So if there's any other item, the wrong item, this will happen. It will destroy it, and apparently destroying it just automatically causes the paper to appear again. So I was away from that area long enough you could see the falling sand start to fall. So we put that there, it gets destroyed, things get thrown back. So just looking over there is long enough, even in the cobwebs, to see you can start seeing the falling sand is ever so slowly falling down. And so that's that puzzle. This is incredibly farly spaced apart. Uh, farly, is that a real word? I don't know. That's really far apart from each other. Uh, and to get back to this section, to get back to the middle of the map, is a lot of work. Uh, and wow, I really do want to break up this episode. We're gonna do deconstructing the code part 2. We exhausted ourselves just on looking at that one trick, which was an amazing trick, I have to admit. But wow, I'm exhausted. I need to take a break. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. I hope you check out part 2. We'll probably have a part 3 at this rate. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. If you want a friend or follow me on practically any social media site, I have links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.